Hey, everybody. Super exciting chat today, diving into the cutting edge of enterprise storage solutions with Eric, CMO at Infinidat, and fellow Hawaiian shirt enthusiast. Eric, how are you?
Evan, how are you? It's great to talk to you. Love talking to you and all the things you do, not just for vendors, but it's really what you do for the end users and, of course, the channel partners that support those end users. And people really appreciate that out in the market.
I appreciate that. And we have a lot to dive into. So let's dive into innovation that's always been at the forefront of Infinidat and, talk about the innovation that you're investing in and where are we in terms of the cutting edge these days?
Well, on May 22nd, we did the largest launch in the last 7 to 8 years of the company.
Wow.
It involved multiple facets, really five primary things. First of all, we introduced a brand new storage system platform, brand new from the ground up, both a hybrid array and an all-flash array, what we call the G4 family. We also introduced a number of changes on the software side. As you know, our magic is in software. We don't do custom ASICs, we don't do array controllers, don't do custom flash. It's all in the power of our InfuseOS operating system and how that powers performance, availability, cyber resilience, and security. So that's where the power is. So what we've done in addition to the G4 platform, we've announced a significant enhancement to Infiniverse as an infrastructure consumption service. We have added automated cyber protection to InfiniSafe, which means we can interface seamlessly with cybersecurity software packages such as IBM's QRadar, Splunk, and Microsoft to kick off storage reactions to intrusion that these cyber packages see. Our InfiniSafe cyber detection is now available for VMware. And on our InfiniGuard purpose-built backup will be available with cyber detection at the end of the year. And our hybrid cloud software, InfuseOS Cloud Edition, is not only available for Amazon, which we announced last year, but is now available for Microsoft Azure as well, giving us hybrid multi-cloud with the two largest public cloud providers in the world and gives you that seamless hybrid cloud capability between your on-prem storage and your public cloud with Amazon and with Microsoft.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. But let's start first with customers. You and the teams are so customer obsessed, customer focused. What's on the mind of customers these days? So many challenges, so much pressure to boost operational efficiency. What are you hearing from customers directly?
Yeah, so we hear a couple different things from the customer base. First of all, cyber. Obviously, it's a $9.5 trillion impact on enterprises. The United States government, of course, now has the additional SEC reporting for a cyber attack. And as everyone knows from looking at the Fortune 500 surveys in the enterprise, last year, the number two concern of CEOs, despite the turbulent economy, despite all the conflict going on in the world, was cybersecurity. So cyber is a huge issue. Second is cost effectiveness. The economy is up, then it's down. In certain countries, it's been up relatively well. In others, it's been down for a while. So they are looking for ways to optimize their storage investment and make it both a better CapEx and OpEx equation for them. Tied to this often is green IT. And one of the things we know, we call it E squared, environmental advantage, as well as economic advantage. When you get greener IT, you actually cut your costs. They don't increase costs, they actually lower costs. And then, of course, everyone wants to make sure that their applications and workloads are always optimized, that they always deliver. So, for example, if that SAP workload was taking company X 5 hours, they'd like that exact same SAP workload to be an hour or half an hour, because when people are waiting, they're not productive. So they're trying to optimize, again, in this turbulent economy, not only the direct cost of storage, but also can storage help them get better efficiencies in other areas. In that example, your SAP, could impact your finance team, your logistics team, your manufacturing team, if you're someone who manufactures them. So those are the concerns that people are looking at these days. And of course, how are you going to leverage AI technology, both to support AI applications, which we can clearly do because of our performance, but how do you incorporate AI into your storage to make it more efficient and easier to manage? So those are the big topics we see from the end user base.
Oh, such interesting feedback. You're always full of insights. I love your talk about resilience. It's resilience and the importance of that as a philosophy in cybersecurity. And you're always thinking about enhancing that. What do some of the latest features add in terms of protecting customer data and adding additional layers of resilience?
Well, we did a fair amount on the launch that we just did
Hmm.
on May 22nd. So first of all, we enhanced our InfiniSafe cyber detection. Cyber detection allows you to scan your immutable snapshots to help you detect malware, ransomware. Its uses are as an early warning system. You can scan those immutable snaps and then send a note to the corporate-wide security operations center or to whatever security monitoring package you have saying, hey, we've seen anomalies in this array. And that could indicate a cyber intrusion or a budding attack. So we've taken that and expanded that to VMware environments. So it's now available for VMware. We could do LUNs, we could do files, we could do file systems, we could do volumes, but we couldn't do VMware. So now we could do VMware data store. So that was new. We are also announcing that cyber detection, which today is on our primary storage products, the InfiniBox G4 and the InfiniBox SSA G4. Again, G4 is our new platform, but we'll be extending it to our purpose-built backup appliance, our InfiniGuard, in the second half of the year. And lastly, and most importantly, is ACP, InfiniSafe Automated Cyber Protection. This is free with our InfiniSafe technology, no charge for this, and allows us to integrate with cybersecurity packages such as QRadar, Microsoft, Splunk, all the major packages. Basically, when they see an intrusion or detect something with an industry standard API, when we see that QRadar notices something, we can automatically kick off an immutable snap. That snap has no impact on the applications and the workloads, but it could help you shorten your threat window, which obviously is a big concern. If you're taking snapshots every 6 hours and something happens 15 minutes after it just ended, do you want to wait another 5 hours and 45 minutes to your next snapshot? No, you probably should take one now. And we can integrate it seamlessly with InfiniSafe cyber detection. So IBM QRadar or Microsoft or Splunk detects an anomaly. We automatically can generate a snap right away in real time with no performance impact on the applications and workloads. And then InfiniSafe cyber detection can scan that new snapshot to see if it detects anything. So all that can be done. And that's a big deal because when you look out there in the storage landscape, what storage vendors are integrating with corporate broad cybersecurity software, which is what we're doing with ACP.
That's exciting. You mentioned competition. I won't put you on the spot and ask about specific competition. That would be rude. But you tell us about setting yourself apart from competitors who are, there's a lot of fun out there. There are a lot of question marks. There's a lot of noise, a lot of new entrants. How do you see the competitive landscape having, been in storage your, professional career?
Well, first of all, storage is fiercely competitive. It always has been. And obviously, I was the CMO of IBM Storage Division. I was the senior VP at EMC. I've been in 7 startups, so I've seen the big and the small. So it's fiercely competitive. It ebbs and flows. What the customers need, though, is clear. They want to see incredible service and support, continual innovation. And what has distinguished us has been that continual innovation and our white glove support and service. We're always innovating. What we've done with InfiniSafe 2 years ago, then InfiniSafe cyber detection last year, now InfiniSafe ACP, all about giving them a better cyber secure overall environment, not just in the storage world, especially with ACP integrating with corporate cybersecurity software products. Now that is focus and innovation. And then, of course, our white glove support and service. We have won 6 Gartner Awards as the customer's choice. This is not analysts like you or Gartner or any of the other big analyst firms. These are end users. All Gartner does is validate that it's not Evan and not Eric writing the review because we're not eligible to write them. They validate that it's real companies. So we have got the customer's choice 6 times. No stronger endorsement than that. It's coming from end users, not from analyst firms, not from the press, not from the vendor, us. It's coming from our customers. And there's over 500 reviews on peer insights. We have 40 or 50 of our own public references on our website. So the reality is, what do the customers say? And it is that white glove support and service and our continual innovation that they cite, whether that be what we've done in cyber, what we do in ease of use, what we've done to reduce CapEx and OpEx. We've done all kinds of things below that, but it's constantly about what we do at the innovation layer, and constantly how we have this white glove support and service truly distinguishes us from everybody else.
Well said. So we touched on green IT and the tremendous push towards greener data centers. It's really top of mind to every telco and large enterprise I speak with. Let's peel back the onion. What does sustainability involve from your perspective, and how do you promote sustainability across the board?
Well, the first thing is, with our new G4 platform, it's more powerful, up to 2 times better performance. Now, we've been known with our past products for the ability to consolidate other people's storage and shrink the physical footprint. Take, for example, we have a Fortune 500 company. They had 450 floor tiles of storage with a competitor. They now have 50 floor tiles with us. Talk about saving watts, slots, power, and floor. Talk about simplifying operational management of the storage. And of course, reducing greenhouse gas, because you're not powering and cooling as much storage anymore. With the G4, it's even better, because that was with our 3rd generation. So with the G4, we expect that to continue even more and allow us to consolidate more. So, for example, with our old generation, now before the G4, we had a customer in the upper Midwest of the US, around 25 billion in revenue. We consolidated 24 arrays from 3 different vendors to 4 of our Infinibox and Infinibox SSA. Again, dramatically shrinking the footprint, less watts, less slots, less power, less floor space. And one thing, as we all know, whether it be storage, servers, or networking gear, it's filled with toxic chemicals. It's just the nature of how these technologies were developed, and nothing we could do, right? So this is not recycling the bottle or your newspaper at your house. You're recycling things that are filled with toxins. So think about it. The customer with our old generation that had 24, when they went to us, they had recycled 24 arrays. Not only did that have an environmental impact, but the cost, this is custom recycling. So now when they go from the 3rd generation, when they move to the G4, they're only recycling 4 arrays. Less to recycle, less environmental impact, and less cost, because again, our arrays have the toxics just like all our competitors do. So it's a custom recycling process that's expensive. Well, recycling 24 is a lot more expensive than recycling 4. So that's the power of what we call E squared: environmental advantage and economic advantage. So when you get environmental advantage, you actually cut your costs. Being green, being environmentally conscious, doing all the right things to help the environment of the world is actually less expensive. And most people think, oh, if I'm going to be environmentally friendly, it's going to cost me more money. At least with Infinidat, it doesn't. We reduce greenhouse gas while we're cutting your OpEx. We reduce your operational manpower while we're cutting your power and cooling, which affects both the greenhouse gas, but also your pocketbook, right? The more power and cooling, you got to buy that. It's not free. So all these things allow us to combine economic advantage with environmental advantage. And the G4 makes that story even more powerful for end users with our new array solutions that we just announced on May 22nd.
Wow, that's a virtuous circle at its best. Very exciting. Let's talk about you a little bit, if we could switch gears. Congratulations on all the industry recognition. If you don't mind blowing your horn, talk to us about some of the awards you've gotten, and more importantly, a little bit about your philosophy on leading Infinidat marketing and the team dynamics kind of behind the scenes. A lot of your peers are, I'm sure, curious about that as well.
Well, this year I've won 3 CMO of the Year awards. We're sitting here in May, so that's been great. But it's all about the team. I don't win these awards because of me. Okay, this is not wrestling, which I did in college. This is not track, right, where I'm the runner or I'm the pole vaulter. This is not swimming, where the team could be horrible, but I could still win the 100 meter and get a gold medal, right? That's not what business is. So it's a team sport. So it's really, I've won these awards and I've won them at other companies too. But it's because of my team and the power of that team. I do think part of the philosophy of marketing is in some big companies in particular, marketing has a bunch of sub functions: channel marketing, technical marketing, product marketing, the graphic design elements, social media marketing, AR and PR. And a lot of companies, it's all fragmented. That needs to be a cohesive team to tell a cohesive message and all work together. Also, in many companies, marketing is kind of out there. They're doing their own thing. And if they win an award for a great television ad or some great ad on streaming video, hey, does that help the sales team? Does that grow the revenue? No. So because of my background, which has been in product management, I've been a chief revenue officer, vice president global channel sales for IBM Storage, or $2 billion kind of revenue job. Marketing's job is to work heavily with sales and the product management teams to deliver what it takes to A, get leads at the top of the funnel, B, help progress those leads, C, provide the right air cover, particularly when you're a small company, right? You're up against the big guys with their gigantic budgets. You don't have a gigantic budget. You have to, will punch above the weight. Now, we never punch below the belt. So, but we are the 145-pound featherweight, and we just beat the heavyweight and knocked them out in round 2. So that's what you have to do. And that's all about everybody working together. Business is not an individual sport. Business is a team sport. And that's my philosophy and what I've done, and how, anytime I put something on social media about winning these awards, I go on and on about my Infinidat team, my IBM team, my EMC team, my team when I was at Maxtor and Seagate in the hard drive business. The team is what makes it happen. If you don't have the right team, you won't win the ball game.
So well said. Well, that was a mic drop moment in its own. So let's talk about the marketplace. We're in the midst of RSAC, lots of excitement here and elsewhere. What are you looking forward to over the next weeks and months out in the market in terms of meetings and events and customers, partners? What's on your mind?
Well, obviously, because of this launch, we're doing a lot of activities. At the beginning of June, we're doing an end user webinar on all the elements of the launch, what we did with the G4 platform, what we're doing to expand InfiniSafe with both cyber detection in the VMware environment and on our purpose-built backup appliance. But most importantly, what we're doing with ACP to integrate with global cybersecurity software packages and make us that much more valuable to fight the fight against cybercrime. We'll be doing a road show in Q3 and Q4. Yes, we're small, but we're going to take this launch on the road. And we'll be in 5 cities in North America, 4 cities in Europe, and we'll be in Tokyo, Japan. So we're there to talk to the end user about what we're doing, how we're doing it, incorporate and leverage. As you know, Evan, we've talked about this before. We do over 80% of our business through the channel. We want to make sure that our channel partners are there talking to their customers, talking about Infinidat. So we're doing all that. Obviously, there are a number of shows. We just came off RSA right before our launch. We had a booth there. We're doing the Flash Memory Summit this coming summer. We'll be doing a couple Gartner shows in the fall, one in Europe, one in the US. So, all these activities, COVID is still around and people are still getting COVID, but in general, it's really become much more ameliorated with the vaccines and better understanding of how to prevent the sickness. So everyone's going out and about again, and Infinidat is on the road talking about the G4, talking about our hybrid cloud solution with our InfuseOS Cloud Edition, now available not just on Amazon, but now on Microsoft Azure. We're making sure we clearly talk about cybersecurity. And again, one of the things I've noticed, and you talk to 1 million end users, probably way more than I do, but one of the things we've noticed is, in general, storage is the ugly stepchild when it comes to cyber. No one's saying, wow, let's see, all my corporate data, I have 100 petabytes. Whoa, wait a second. The cyber can go after my backup data or primary storage data and encrypt it. Then I have to pay $100 million ransom. And they don't think to realize that storage needs to be a critical component of a comprehensive cybersecurity corporate strategy. And when you incorporate storage, and we've made it easier with the integration in our May 22nd launch with, cybersecurity software packages that are not focused on storage, they're focused on other areas. But integrating with those packages allows us to now become part of that comprehensive cybersecurity strategy. And I think that's something everyone's got to know. It's a $9.5 trillion problem. $9.5 trillion. and it's
I can't
getting
even
worse.
get my head around that number. Well, thanks for all the work you do in educating and informing the marketplace. And I think people are waking up to this challenge that awaits us. Thanks, Eric. So much insight and education. And